Okay. Welcome to the very final retro of the B612 Season 5. If this is your first retro, where were you? We've been doing this every week, and it's nice. It's a good concept. We basically go through the questions again to see if we missed out anything. In this case, there might be some people who haven't seen the questions because they never got to play the finals, possibly not even as a friendly. That's good. We can see some people attempt it for the first time. No pressure, Abhishek and Vishnu. But the whole point of this is to see how each question fared from the final set. We did try to make it slightly harder just to see if just to make it more finals worthy. Let's see if that happened. The format is this: we'll go quad by quad. We'll see if any of the speakers being people who got 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4 in the topics, if any of them are available, then we'll ask them to attempt the questions and just tell us what they were thinking. If they're not available, then someone please volunteer. If you've not played the set, just shout out and you can attempt the question. And we'll take our time today. We won't stick to 60 minutes. I think last time that went to 75 minutes, so it's not that bad. But let's see. Firstly, a big round of applause to the winners. I don't know how many of you are here, and I can't possibly read them all out because there's so many of them. But congratulations to everybody who won their games. Winning in this season, basically in this league, basically means that the 2 clutch games that you absolutely had to get through, you managed to get through. So congratulations. That's no small feat. Well done to all of you. And you are a season 5 winner. There is no grand winner, unfortunately. You're all roughly the same. The quads went something like this. On the easier quads was problematic board games. I don't know what that says about you guys, that you can easily guess problematic board games. On the harder side was Operation Night Watch. I apologize for that, but it was a fascinating quad to make. I'll tell you more about it when we get to it. Okay, let's start. First with the D&G Opera Collection. Abhishek, you'll be attempting these questions. Oh yeah, it's a wonderful way to start also. First question for you. Which Italian fashion house, Abhishek, in this D&G Opera House collection quad, which Italian fashion house staged a show at famous opera house La Scala featuring 159 opera-inspired looks, such as the one shown here? The brand has courted controversy in the past decade by making racist content, including that which affected its sales in the Chinese market. Surnames will do, but initials will not.
You still
Sorry,
You can't see the question.
I can't see the.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sharing my whole screen, it seems. Okay, let me do that. There we go. You should be able to see it now.
Okay. All right.
In 2019, which Italian fashion house staged a show at famous opera house La Scala featuring 159 opera-inspired looks such as the one shown here? The brand has courted controversy in the past decade by making racist content, including that which affected its sales in the Chinese market. Surnames will do, initials will not.
Given that the quad is called D&G Opera Collection, I'm gonna guess and Gabbana.
You are correct. Well worked out. You were able to use the name of the quad to your advantage in this case, and work out that the answer was that. Your second question. This look from Dolce & Gabbana collection is based on which 1853 opera by Giuseppe Verdi, based on an Alexander Dumas play. It follows the title character, literally a fallen woman, courtesan Violetta, who dies of tuberculosis, unable to be with the man she loves due to social conventions.
Based on album. No, I have no idea. I can't think of anything.
I mean, do you have a small collection of operas to use in such questions that you can use as a guess?
Yeah, I know, but I can't think of any female names.
Oh, okay.
Okay, pass.
Passes to Vishnu.
I'll happily pass it to Rupal.
You should keep some operas in your back pocket, man. You would have been through enough quizzes at this point. Rupal?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
There's last La Traviata.
It is La Traviata. La Traviata apparently means fallen woman.
Okay.
I did not know that.
Nice.
Question for Abhishek. This look from D&G collection is inspired by which 1904 opera by Giacomo Puccini? It follows the story of Lieutenant Pinkerton and his teenage Japanese wife Cho-Cho-san, who commits seppuku after he leaves her for an American woman. The image might help.
Okay. Madame Butterfly?
Is right.
Thanks for the clue about the image.
Inauspicious that we're starting with an X in this retro. I didn't want that again. Question for Abhishek. This look from the D&G Opera Collection is inspired by which 1816 opera by Giacchino Rossini? The opera is based on and named for a character who helps Count Almaviva win the heart of the beautiful Rosina shown here, who is held captive by her greedy guardian, Dr. Bartol.
Rossini. Again. Name for a character who helps. Oh, is it the Barber of Seville?
Yeah, it is the Barber of Seville. Fantastic guess. Was that completely random or were you basing that on something?
No, it was the back pocket of,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, and this is how that quad fared, roughly even. Turns out people are all working on this back pocket methodology. Okay, and in our second quad, we'll be looking at dynamism of a dog on a leash, which is once again a great way to start a quad question for Vishnu. This is a 1912 oil on canvas painting by Italian painter Giacomo Balla. The blurring and multiplication indicates a rapid motion being undertaken in the painting, and it is one of his best known works, often compared to Duchamp's Nude Descending a Staircase #2. Initially released to mixed reviews, one of its names is a fairly literal description of what you see in the painting. You need to name the artwork.
Dog on a leash, I guess.
Dog on a leash is right. Even in this situation, you decided not to give me the full title, but to give me an alternate title. Okay. Question for Vishnu. Bala's Dynamism of a Dog on a Leash is considered one of the most important works belonging to which avant-garde movement? Popular in Italy, this early 20th century movement emphasized on technology, youth, and objects like the car, the airplane, the industrial city, and key figures including Marinetti and Boccioni.
Futurism?
Futurism is right.
Oh, very nice.
Third question. The painting features a dog on a leash being walked by a lady, presumably its owner. What is the breed of the titular dog? Originally bred to harden badgers, they are sometimes referred to as wiener dogs or sausage dogs.
Dachshunds.
They are Dachshunds.
Someone who has 6 dogs, this is...
You have 6 dogs?
Yeah, at home.
Wow.
And your fourth question. To create dynamism of a dog on a leash, Giacomo Balla was inspired by which Victoria-era visual technique that captured a number of phases of movement? The method involved creating a sequence of images to cover a motion made by the subject over a short interval of time. This technique was initially used to study the motion of humans and animals, and even to judge timed events.
This is the one which the horse also, right?
No, I think you're thinking of a different
the first
technique.
motion picture, no?
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Uh,
Do you have a name for the technique? Yeah.
I was guessing photography in motion or something like that.
Not photography in motion. Rupal?
No, pass. I don't remember.
Passes to Abhishek.
Is this rotogravure?
Not that. Does anybody remember this?
Is this chromatography?
Chronophotography.
Chronophotography. Yes, that's right.
I only remembered it because I read it also.
Oh, you read after the quiz?
Yeah, I read it to a group. Yeah.
Oh, you
That's
read it to the
friendly.
group. Okay, okay. And this is how we ended the season with a question like this. It is an unanswered question, guys. I'm sorry about this. Absolutely
wow.
nobody got chronophotography.
Wow.
Dash down, however, was 80% answered, and everything was. It's an elegant gradient, but ending with a whimper. And
Wow.
okay, our next squad is as mad as. Nobody got 3 out of 4 in this, possibly because the questions are a little easier. Question for Rupal. This simile first appeared in print. Wow, 3 quads in a row we've done this. This simile first appeared in print in 1829 in Blackwood's Edinburgh magazine. One of the possible origins for the phrase is the cases of mercury poisoning induced erythema observed in English hat makers in the 18th and 19th century. What phrase is this, which also inspired Lewis Carroll character played on the big screen by Johnny Depp?
Something to do with as mad as a hat or something.
Could you complete that answer?
As mad as a hat or something. I didn't
I
get any in this squad.
Okay, I'll have to say that again. Can you repeat? Can you complete your answer? You're giving me a partial answer. You need to complete it. Could you complete it?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, pass it to Vishnu.
As mad as a hatter.
Mad as a hatter is right.
You
So the
should give it
hatters,
to Nupal, I guess.
hatters are the people who underwent mercury poisoning. So therefore, mad is a hatter. Question for Nupal again. The as mad simile has also been used with an animal with scientific name Lupus europaeus. In the peak month of their spring breeding season, males can be seen competing for breeding dominance, while females often use their forelegs to repel over-enthusiastic males. The frenetic boxing gives rise to which English idiom, which also inspired another Lewis Carroll character? Your answer must add 2 words to the end of as mad as. Oh, as mad as, oh, sorry.
Pass.
Abhishek
Must be a March hare, no?
is right. This is as mad as a March hare. Question for Nupal. In Shakespeare's Labour's Love's Lost, Byron says love is as mad as blank, a hero from Greek mythology, because it kills sheep such as himself. Name this hero, driven mad by defeat, who ends up slaughtering sheep in the Little Iliad.
Excuse me.
Again, pass. I don't remember anything from this point.
Pass this to Vishnu.
Sheep is such as himself.
Sorry, say again.
No, I'm just really reading it.
Okay.
I'll pass it.
Pass this to Abhishek.
Back at the feet. Hero driven by defeat. Pass.
Passes. Does anybody remember this?
Ajax, right?
Ajax is right. Yes, as mad as Ajax kills little sheep. I'm going to undo a bunch and go back to the previous question just because there's some learning opportunity here. Let me repeat this and show this. So Maitri posted something in the chat. He says something that has been bugging me throughout the season. Please capitalize genus names and don't capitalize species. So is this the genus name then? Okay. And
That
the
is
second...
the convention. Europeus.
Perfect. Okay, cool. I did not know that. So the first word is capitalized, second word should not be capitalized. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will go on, and this is, I think, passes all the way through. Question for Nupal. In the fourth act of which Shakespearean play is the titular character called as mad as the vexed sea? His daughter further describes him as wearing a crown of thick weeds like burdock, hemlock, nettles, and cuckoo.
Pass.
Did you pass?
Yeah.
Okay, passes to Vishnu.
I've been hearing so much about this guy. I should go read him. Pass.
Passes. Abhishek.
Titular character who has a daughter. Is it King Lear?
King Lear is right. Shakespearean character with a daughter is a good way of getting King Lear. Okay. For these, this is how that quad fared. Nice and good gradient. And slightly difficult for the L4. For Japanese wisdom, does anybody want to attempt this with Abhishek? He doesn't know the answers at all, so you can properly bully him.
I can go.
Ashut, you want to? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know the answers either. So
Okay. Which Japanese aesthetic concept celebrates imperfect and incomplete beauty? It is based on the Buddhist teaching of 3 marks of existence, namely impermanence, suffering, and emptiness, and further inspires arts like bonsai, kintsugi, repairing repairing broken pottery using gold mixed lacquer.
Is this Ikigai?
I mean, I don't know much more in terms of aesthetic concepts from Japan.
Imperfect and incomplete beauty.
Yeah, you can go for it.
I don't think that's. Yeah, this is that. There's another thing similar to Kintsugi. Okay, we'll just guess Ikigai.
It's not Ikigai.
This was Wabi Sabi.
Wabi Sabi is right. Well remembered.
Yes,
it's come in some other league as well. Yeah.
This is Kothuri, who has also played in the final. He's just making his presence felt.
Made the
question for Abhishek and Ashut. Which Japanese concept, literally meaning life's purpose, is determined by what one loves, what one is good at, what the world needs, and what one can be paid for? It is the subject and title of a self-help book by Hector Garcia and Francesc Miralles, which became an international bestseller during the pandemic. What do you think this is, Abhishek and Ashut?
It must be 5 point someone.
5 point someone is wrong.
No, Ikigai.
We had the right answer. We were just
We
were just one question early.
Right. Question for Abhishek and Ashut. The Japanese concept Kaizen signifies gradual but continuous improvement in efficiency and effectiveness. Popular among Japanese businesses after World War II, it came to be part of what was known as the blank way, by which overproduction and waiting time was reduced at Japan's largest company and maker of the world's best-selling automobile. Which company are we talking about?
Must be Toyota, na?
Yep.
It is Toyota. And your last question of the quad. Season 6, episode 7 of Friends is famous for Ross's insistence with an accompanying gesture that Rachel and Phoebe's self-defense classes are useless without blank, a state of total awareness. Despite the retorts that the word actually refers to a salmon skin roll, Ross refuses to budge and ultimately gets subdued by them. While Ross is actually referring to Zanchin, what's the word he's using? We invite you to perform the gesture as well. About that, let me share. Yeah, did you say something, Abhishek?
Isn't it unagi, no?
Unagi.
Yeah.
Yes. Like this.
So you have to do it.
Yeah.
He's right.
That's how you get point.
This is how that quad went. Wabi Sabi was expectedly the hardest one. And Toyota was easier than we expected it to be. Unagi was not there. Turns out not everybody knows friends. Question for Vishnu now. We're trying which word? Contraception methods in women. Gautam is here, I think. So Gautam, you want to attempt this?
Yeah, sure.
Vishnu and Gautam, also called a cap, this common barrier contraceptive for those with female reproductive organs is placed over the cervix with a spermicide. It can also be occasionally used as a menstrual product, not to be confused with an organ in the upper half of the body. What is the device called?
Vishnu, do you want to guess? I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was on mute.
Can I try this?
Yep, go ahead, Darudu.
This is a diaphragm.
Diaphragm is right. Yep. Question for Vishnu and Gautam and that voice from the heavens. The blank pill is an alternate name for an emergency contraceptive, which describes the ideal time frame for taking it to ensure its maximum effectiveness in preventing unwanted pregnancies. Fill in the blanks with a hyphenated name.
This should be morning after.
Morning after, no?
Yeah.
Yep. Morning after. The third question. This small T-shaped birth control device can be inserted into the uterus to prevent unwanted pregnancies. Copper devices are a common non-hormonal type, while Mirena, Skyla, and Kylina are popular brands that use levonorgestrel as a hormonal contraceptive force. What is this form of contraception called? An abbreviation is acceptable.
I'm waiting for the voice from the heavens.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have this.
IUD.
IUD, yep.
Intrauterine device.
Oh yeah, sure, your device.
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
Somebody said IUD, no? Intrauterine device.
Yeah, IUD. Intrauterine device.
What's interesting about this is, I think, locally it's just known as a copper T.
Yeah, copper T, but both copper and T are in
And T are present in the question. So all of us were just like, oh, we all passed because we were all confident it was copper T, but then both of them were there.
Fourth question for Vishnu and Gautam. Combined oral contraceptive pills contain two hormones, estrogen and progestogen, and are typically taken for 21 days. During the last 7 days, a placebo without hormones is commonly given for the individual to maintain a fairly regular menstrual cycle. Placebos are usually sugar or what other element appropriately added to compensate for anemia during the period?
Should be iron, right?
Should be iron, no?
Iron.
Yes, iron.
That's right. I feel like we always mess up the last question of the set. It's either too easy or too difficult. I've never been happy with the last question of any of our sets. And this is how that quad fared. As you can see, this is what I meant. It's far too much of a giveaway.
If it's any compensation hormone, this question ended up making me win the quiz by 1 point. So
And this question ended up making me lose. So
balances out, I think. Okay, who's joining for next quad is NBA City Editions. Feel like Gautam should have tried this. Sorry, I wasted Gautam right there. Why not both? Gautam is in both teams. There we go. There we go. In recent years, NBA teams have started creating city edition designs for the season, used occasionally on jerseys and as floor designs on the courts. Each design typically pays tribute to the team's home city or state. The 2023 design and color scheme for which team in the Southeast Division is a nod to the state's nickname, the Peach State. Gautam, your job is to make Nupal get this.
Okay. So this is the city where MLK is famous.
And even sing your way to the answer.
Yeah. And it has a bird's name.
Pittsburgh Falcons or something.
No, the state is Georgia.
Okay.
So what's the capital of Georgia?
This is Atlanta Hawks, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
Second question, Rupal and Gautam. This 2023 NBA City Edition jersey pays tribute to the city's airport, whose iconic carpeting has achieved a cult following in recent years. Which team in the Northwest Division is this, led by shooting genius Damian Lillard, pictured here?
Portland Trailblazers. This was.
Portland Trailblazers. Where did that come from? And third question. The 2023 NBA City Edition jersey for this team pays tribute to the flowers that are a famous attraction of the city. The name of this team has raised eyebrows in the past because it reminds some of the Ku Klux Klan. Which Eastern Conference team is this?
Capital city. And Harry Potter.
Fantastic cluing there.
Nice.
Washington something.
You're right about Washington. Do you want to try the second part?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay. Last question.
Wizards.
And fourth question, most NBA teams have the city's name written on their jersey. Which team in the Atlantic Division is one of the exceptions, choosing instead to write the four-word moniker popularly given to the city? It's also the only NBA team whose name has numerals in it.
The year of American independence. And the city where the famous bell is there. The Independence Bell.
City where it's always sunny.
Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, it will always.
Hold on. Philadelphia is right. Do you have the second part?
46 or something? It was, I don't remember. 76.
No, Independence. Yeah,
You
76.
You said 76 later on. This is Philadelphia 76ers. The 76 is a reference to 1776 when the US got their independence. And what it says here is city of in very tiny font and city of brotherly love in larger font. This is how that quad fared. Other good gradient standouts. Next quad is non-fiction books about the Great Depression. Who wants to take this with Abhishek and Achut?
What is it again? Non-fiction books about?
About the Great Depression.
Oh, yeah. I'll try. I don't think I recall, but I'll try.
This non-fiction book about the Great Depression shares its title with a work of fiction written in the 1850s. The fiction book deals with similar themes of societal difficulties in the country of its writer. What is the common name of both books? Abhishek, you're not allowed to turn this into a 4-person team.
Yeah. Then you can replace my name with Boo.
Is your name with what?
He's Booboo.
And back to the question. Yeah. Bubu, Achut, and Rishivaj.
Of societal difficulties in the country.
Some Dickens. Something by Dickens. No, I can't think of.
An oral history of the. Oh, you think it's Bootstrap?
Which one?
Bootstrap.
No, I think it was Hard Times, right?
That is by Dickens, correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great pull. Very nicely done. This is Hard Times, which is also the name of the Dickens book. Second question. What is the name of this non-fiction book about the Great Depression? It refers to the one basic thing denied to millions who were rendered penniless.
Is it like a square meal or something?
Very nice. Yes, that could be.
Nice.
It seems to fit the length also. Nice.
Square meal.
The length of the blank threw me off a bit, but yeah.
It did seem a bit big for square meal, but yeah.
This book focuses on the events behind the financial crash that triggered the Great Depression. The blanked out word is a reference to a region in South India, an attraction near a state capital, historically famous as being flush with the promise of wealth, drawing the brilliant and the casually greedy into its depths. What is the blanked out word?
Must be Golconda, no?
Yeah, sounds like it. South India state capital. What is that? Like it's Trivandrum, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, right? And yeah,
Probably for
Golconda
the
seems.
diamonds and everything. Or is
Yeah.
it Deccan? Because it says region. The blanked out word
Is it what?
a region in South India. So Deccan, once in Deccan, once in a Deccan. Or is it
I think
no. Attraction near a state capital and all. No, it will be Golconda.
It is Golconda.
Golconda is also a region where the mines and all were.
That's
saying
true.
that.
Yeah, Golconda.
That's right. And your fourth question. Name this book about the Great Depression. Its title references an ecological phenomenon that is synonymous with the Depression and inspired great works of literature, cinema, and music. The font sizes should not be used to figure out these. Just ignore the font sizes.
So this must be some dust bowl or dust storm or something. Eh? No? Ecological.
Yeah, I think.
Dust
inspired great works of literature, cinema, and music.
Yeah, all of that.
That Steinbeck novel and all.
Yeah.
Grapes of Wrath, I think, was based around this time.
Yeah. Okay. Dust bowl.
Go by the picture. Yeah, dust
Yeah.
bowl. We'll go for dust bowl.
Is right?
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, actually, Herman, we were discussing in our game as to how this could be a phenomenon. You know, like dust bowl. So we thought of tornadoes and various other things, but we couldn't. You know, dust bowl we kept left completely out of the equation because it's a phenomenon. Got carried away with that.
What would you have replaced it with? What word would you prefer?
I don't know, but
I mean,
that is what I think
come
all
up with
four of us
decisions
felt.
without recommendations, man. I feel like the least you can do is give me a better word.
I mean, if one has to really.
I think you have to read it like it references an ecological phenomenon, right?
I mean, it does happen though in certain.
No, Dust Bowl is the actual name of the phenomenon as well.
I know. I'm just saying that in certain games, like everybody's thinking it does go a certain direction. So I can see how the word phenomenon could have eliminated Dust Bowl. So it might be a bad word. I'm just curious, is there a better word?
Wikipedia calls it a phenomenon.
Okay.
Dust Bowl phenomenon. I mean, it like the blurb calls it a phenomenon, and then it says Dust Bowl was a period of severe dust storms.
So,
I think it's interchangeable.
So for what it's worth, as someone who's just seeing the question for the first time right now, if it had said ecological feature, I would have said dust bowl and never, not thought of anything beyond. But since it said ecological phenomenon and the picture and everything, so I was like dust bowl or dust storm.
Okay.
That's for whatever that's worth. So yeah.
Feature is maybe possibly a better word.
Yeah. Period or feature probably, yes. Yeah.
Period. Okay, very fascinating quote. Oscar and Filmfare winners in the same film. For Vishnu and Gautam. Whom can I put in this? Somebody else, please. Volunteer. Pat, I feel like you want to take a shot at these Filmfare winners. So let's try that.
I managed to get 1 point in the game.
I
was very fortunate.
I think I know which one.
Nice.
In 2013, is The Great Gatsby. A Best Actor Oscar winner and Best Actor Indian Filmfare Award winner share screen space. Name both. The first went from Teen to award winner for a grueling 2015 film. The latter is one of Bollywood's biggest stars ever, 5-time Filmfare Best Actor winner with his acting career at 50 years and counting as of March 2023.
This is DiCaprio and Amitabh Bachchan.
Is right, Pat? Is this the one that you got?
That's the one I got. I was a lucky man.
Okay, thanks.
Nicely done.
Okay.
Second question for Vishnu, Gautam, and Pat. In 1988's Madame Susatska features both a Best Actress Oscar winner and a Best Actress Filmfare winner. You need to name both. The titular role was played by someone who won the award earlier in the decade after 4 previous nominations. The latter actress is one of the greats of Indian parallel cinema and a multiple Filmfare winner. Her family boasts some legends of the written word.
I've already
Actress is
forgotten.
Shabana Azmi. The Indian is Shabana Azmi.
Shabana Azmi. Who's the other one?
I don't know.
Is it Shirley MacLaine?
Can you zoom into the picture if possible, just a little bit? Right.
So what's
I think the team had it though. Both.
Yeah, Pat already said something.
Yeah.
Is it Shirley MacLaine?
Shirley MacLaine and Shabana Azmi then.
Is that
What's a movie though? Oh, Madam Sanskar. Okay.
Movies given, yeah. Question for Vishnu, Gautam, and Pat. 1982's Gandhi features a Best Supporting Actor Oscar winner and a Best Supporting Actor Filmfare winner. Name both. I think this might be the hardest one in the set. The guy playing Lord Irwin won for a film the previous year and was a legend on the British stage as well. The guy playing Sardar Patel won in the 70s for a film about British rule set a century earlier. He also had a long stage career in India and England.
I don't remember.
I wouldn't know this stuff.
Some Nazaruddin, I don't know.
The top chap, I think, is John Gielgud.
Okay.
I think he got the Oscar for Arthur.
I can confirm you're right about that. Do you have the other part?
I've forgotten.
Okay, we'll pass you, Nupal and Gautam.
It's Saeed Jafri.
Saeed.
I know.
You
Saeed
have
Jafri and whatever Pat said.
Whatever Pat said is right. Well done. Okay.
Sorry.
Question for Vishnu, Pat again. 2018's Kid Like Jake has both a Best Supporting Actor and a Best Supporting Actress Filmfare winner. Name both. The first one for the 2011 film, then became the first Black actress to get consecutive nominations for Hidden Figures and The Shape of Water. The latter one for the 2015 film as the wife of a Maratha king. This former Miss World is also famous in American TV and films.
One is Priyanka Chopra and what's the other one? Hidden Figures.
I messed this up because I realized it was Octavia, and I jumped in with Octavia Butler instead of Octavia Spencer.
Spencer, okay.
Yeah, this is Octavia Spencer and Priyanka Chopra. So wait, Pat, you got this wrong because of this part.
I knew it was Chopra, and I thought it's Octavia, and in my head I produced a science fiction novelist Octavia Butler rather than the actress Octavia Spencer. So I'd done most of the work, but I dropped the ball.
Oh, sorry. What's happening here? There we go. So yeah, practically two L4s. Shirley MacLaine, Shabana Azmi, and John Gielgud and Saeed Jafri were both extremely difficult questions. Chart toppers with lyrics that don't appear in titles that don't appear in the lyrics. I need to add someone to this team since Gautam's gone as well. Who wants to join? Someone please volunteer.
You can add me, Utkarsh.
Utkarsh is there. And I think I'm also adding Maitri. Okay. Nupal, Utkarsh, and Maitri. Austrian psychoanalyst Wilhelm Reich designed this particular device to produce rain by manipulating what he called orgone energy present in the atmosphere. The singer who read a book about Reich's relationship with his son and spending summers together, engaging with this device, came up with her chart topper in 1985, which song, whose title never appears in the lyrics, by an artist who is back in the news thanks to a Netflix show.
That would be Kate Bush. So it'd be running up that hill. That doesn't fit with the rest of it, though, does it?
Who's speaking?
Ian Bailey.
Okay, go on, Ian.
Well, it makes me think of "Running Up the Hill" by Kate Bush, but because chart topper was actually number 2, but it might have been a chart topper in India or the US.
Okay.
Is it something called Cloudburst or something?
Oh yeah, that's by her as well.
What's your answer?
Oh yeah, so that's supposed to make you think of her. I don't know.
Give me an answer.
Cloudburst.
I'll prompt you.
Cloud busting, I think.
Some good teamwork there. Utkarsh and Ian happen to know the name, I think. Question for Nupal, Utkarsh, Maitri, and Voice from the Heavens. The lead singer wanted to name this song Anthem, but due to similarities with the song by his ex-girlfriend's band Bikini Kill, he named it after some graffiti that a member of Bikini Kill once wrote on his wall about a product he used. Which early 90s song whose olfactory title never appears in the lyrics? The song seems to define the grunge movement.
Smells Like Teen Spirit, and that's a bit easier, I think.
Right. Good. Question for Nupal, Utkarsh, and Maitri. And Ian, which 1997 chart-topping British song gets its title from a depressed and bored robot who lives aboard the starship Heart of Gold in the book series? Written following an unpleasant experience in a bar in LA, the two-worded title never appears in the song itself, but the writer felt it was apt since it reflected his own depressed self.
Okay, that's Paranoid Android. But my question is, where it says chart topping, does that mean it got to #1 or just did quite well?
I'm not sure myself. If Dhruv's here, then maybe we can confirm, but I think it just means it did well somewhere. Not sure, but I
Did it not top the charts?
I don't think so. Certainly Radiohead, I think they had a couple of top 10s, probably didn't even have any top 5s, I think.
In a quiz,
but obviously the context is which country we're talking about. So it might have dropped the chart somewhere.
Do you have a guess for this question based on the clues, though?
Well, yes, it's Paranoid Android.
That's enough.
But by Radiohead. But yeah, like I said,
that's correct. I mean,
chart topping.
They, I think, charted at #3 at the UK.
Oh, okay, right. That's higher than I thought.
Okay, and fourth question for Nupal, Utkarsh, and Maitri and Ian. The lead guitarist of the band described that this song was about the absolute desolation of teenagers at Woodstock, where audience members were strung out on acid and 20 people had brain damage. Titled after two of the guitarist's life inspirations, a philosophical and a musical one. Which 1971 song is this?
Oh, wow.
Utkarsh, Maitri, feel free to step in at any point if you have something to.
No, I think I need to give it to someone else.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Zero.
Go ahead.
Baba O'Reilly.
Baba O'Reilly's right.
Oh, very nice.
In my college,
yeah,
there was
well
a tradition for every closing play, right? People would put up, they would play the song during the credits and so on when people come in and do their bows and everything. I wonder if it was across engineering colleges or something, or just in mine.
Probably only in yours.
It's a good tradition though. Paranoid Android played easier than Baba O'Reilly. Baba O'Reilly should have been the L3, but Paranoid Android, this could have been swapped. Cloud Busting is a pretty decent L4 though. Okay. Dan Brown's history lessons. We're asking history questions based on Dan Brown books. I'll stop adding people. This is for Bubu, Achut, and Rishiraj.
Yeah, can you add me though?
Who can I add?
Ruru.
You can play instead of me. No problem. I don't know.
Thank you.
The last book of Dan Brown's Robert Langdon series, Origin, is set in Spain in a William Blake-inspired world. Many of the pivotal scenes in the book occur at the Valley of the Fallen outside of Madrid, most infamous as the burial site of which dictator who was buried here from his death in 1975 until 2019. His remains were exhumed in an effort to remove all public veneration of his dictatorship.
I'm guessing this is Franco, right?
General.
Sounds like it. That's yeah.
Franco.
Let's go with it.
Right. Question for Bubu, Achut, Rishiraj, and Ruru. Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code opens with the death of the Grand Master of what fraternal organization founded in 1956 by Pierre Plantard in an attempt to create a chivalrous order that he claimed was the latest front of a secret society that existed on Mount Zion. Its goal was to install a Merovingian bloodline to the throne of France. Before it spurred Brown's imagination, it was the subject of the 1988 non-fiction work, The Holy Blood and the Holy Grail.
Priory of Sion is, I think, what the
Yep.
Yeah. Priory of Sion.
That's not the organization. Oh, really? Okay.
Question for Bubu, Achut, Rishiraj, and Ruru. In Dan Brown's Inferno, a key central item that drives the story is Robert Langdon coming up on the painting Maps of Hell displayed here. Which Italian Renaissance painter? By which Italian Renaissance painter? The painting, considered his masterpiece work, depicts the circles of hell in Dante's Divine Comedy that gives the work its title.
I remember. Yeah. I remember Vasari being important in this book. I don't know why. So,
I got nothing.
I thought this was Botticelli, but I don't remember exactly. So go for whatever you are.
Was it not?
It could have been. I mean, Vasari could have been something else. Like we can go with that.
I don't recall this answer.
Let's go with Botticelli.
Botticelli is right.
One thing here, Herman, when I read this quiz for some people, they had major issues saying that this was not his masterpiece.
Yeah, the Venus, I guess, would be
Yeah.
Birth of Venus would probably.
I don't know enough
Or
time.
Very subjective.
considered a masterpiece work, I think could have
Yeah,
still.
or one of his.
That's his masterpiece.
Yeah, that's just being too fastidious.
Poetry with Rishraj and Dudu. Dan Brown's lost symbol begins with Robert Langdon being invited to a lecture by Peter Solomon, who is the head of which American institution whose logo is depicted here. The institution, named after a British scientist, was created by the US government in 1846 for the increase and diffusion of knowledge under the name United States National Museum before the name was changed in 1967.
Must be Smithsonian.
Smithsonian, I think.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right,
It is this one.
Here's how that went. Sandro Botticelli turned out much faster, and quite a lot of people remember Priory of Sion from when the book way back when. Problematic board games. We'll stick to the current teams. Vishnu, Gautam, and Pat, this is for you. Project Blank is a trading card game that puts you in the shoes of a creator putting together a work of art. The game includes object cards like cucumbers and vibrators, action cards like aids, and character cards with names like Ray Ramler, Christy Fox, and Rhonda Sweets, all in various stages of undress. Complete the alliterative title with the colloquial term for a performer in the industry this game is set in. Vishnu, Pat, you got
It
something?
has to be a performer or something, right?
I think I might as well add Ian here, because that way we'll have Ian.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm thinking, could it just be? I was about to say Project Prostitute, but that's not colloquial. But it's got to begin with a P, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has to begin with a P. So that's why I was thinking of a performer like a pornography performance or a stripper.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them are in some stages of undress, right? But then,
You an answer, please?
Which one did you go with? I know that.
Yeah, I'll just have to say prostitute. I'm not confident.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not the one. Okay.
I remember this, and so I can let people take a shot who don't not attempt it.
You can close it if you want to. I mean, I'd rather keep
I
going.
think this was.
Let me take a shot.
Okay, passes to Boo Boo.
Is this Pawn Star?
Yes.
Yeah, must be, no? Pawn Star.
Oh, yes.
You can still give Maitri the point.
No, it's okay.
Not a quiz where this stuff matters. I'm mostly interested in this question for Vishnu and Ian and Pat. The Blank of the Blank is a 1975 board game that's set in 1912. The first stage of the game sends players across the board collecting people from their rooms. The second stage brings in survival mechanics where food and fresh water are hunted by a draw of cards, and the game ends when one player finds rescue and all other lifeboats are lost. Play in only the second blank or tell us what this problematic game is all about.
The Titanic, right? So, sinking of the Titanic.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's only one which I can think of.
Right. This is Sinking of the Titanic.
Yes, right.
And your fourth question. Life as a Blank is a 1999 board game by Chuck Sawyer, who based it on his own experiences trying to succeed in corporate America. But it nevertheless drew some criticism for reinforcing stereotypes. Players start the game as 18-year-olds of type creative, athletic, or intellectual, and can begin as one of four districts: university, military, glamour, or ghetto. Occasionally, players will encounter a racism action and be forced to move back, but the objective is to reach the freedom tile. Fill in the blanks with the title of the game.
So, Life as a Black Man.
Yeah, I think so.
Should be. Black Man or Black Guy. Black Man, I guess.
You are right. This is Life as a Black Man. And the last question, and we'll end on a truly horrifying note. The Wiener Library in UK holds 2 copies of what has been called history's most infamous board game. Using crude stereotypes and imagery, the game's themes reflect racial hatred, forced deportations, and confiscation of property. Players compete to gather 6 distinct blanks and deposit them outside the city walls, where a slogan reads, Auf nach Palästina. Fill in the blank or tell us the name of this absolutely horrifying game.
Okay. Is it just, I mean, since if I'm going horrifying things, is it 6 distinct nukes or something outside his range?
Yeah.
Or containers of gas. That is really, really horrible. But
I think it's just called, it's about Jews, isn't it? Judenraus.
yeah.
Oh,
It is simply about Jews. So
I thought Indians. Oh, yeah, okay.
Jewish,
okay.
Jewish people. And the game is called Jews Out or Judenraus.
Wow.
The game was so extremely distasteful that even the Nazi regime said that this is trivializing our policies and it should not be played.
Wow.
Oh, this is from, okay, this was made
During
that.
like before World War II, yeah. So
Interesting.
that's how that question this got fed. This is the non-ascending chord, so these things I think stop mattering at this point. No, this is not a non-ascending chord, sorry. It just looked non-ascending to me. Okay, for grilled meats, nobody really did well in this, but Utkarsh and Maitri, take a shot. Kibda Eskandarani is a African street snack consisting of fried beef liver with spicy seasonings, usually served in sandwiches along with a tahini dip. Which African city, where this dish is extremely popular, is it often considered to originate from based on its name?
Alexandria.
Right, it's Alexandria. Iskandar is basically Alexander. Question for question Maitri again. African tribes known for the ingenious use of natural resources in their cookery use these makeshift ovens that one can find all over Africa to grill meats. The sturdy but porous towers serve as vents for these ovens and help with air circulation. What are the ovens made up of?
Go for it, Maitri.
Yeah, these were termite mounds.
Termite mounds is right. Now, third question. This sausage, an integral part of the braai culture of South Africa, is said to have first been made by white farmers who migrated from the Netherlands. It consists of coarsely ground beef, typically combined with ground pork or lamb, and a generous amount of spices. What is the common name of this South African barbecue staple? I got some very good guesses for this, like people working out the answer, so I was very happy with this question.
I don't remember this. My only one answer for South African food question is Nando's.
Okay. I don't remember the second half, but I remember there was boar, so I think it was called boar sausage.
Oh, boerwurst, right?
Boerwurst. Okay. Sausage in
Boerwurst,
maybe Afrikaner.
right? Very nicely done. It's boerwurst.
Boerwurst.
Boer simply means farmer in Afrikaans. And your fourth question: this Ugandan street food be made using eggs and veggies. When rolled in a compact manner in an East African chapati, it comes together like clockwork. Over time, the two-word generic name of this cheap dish has been corrupted into that of a famous brand that is often used as a marker of elite social status. What is the one-word colloquial name of this dish?
I thought this was the best question. Yeah, I thought this was the best question in this
Very
fall,
well
and perhaps this
framed and
quiz. Yeah.
very nice question.
Quite a
Yeah,
lot
the
of people seem
clockwork
to-
was a nice clue.
Quite a lot of people seem to have. First, give me the answer, then we can give compliments to the question.
This was Rolex.
Rolex is right. Floyd, take a bow, please. Quite a lot of people have messaged me separately saying they really enjoyed this question. Well done, Floyd. And question. Oh, we'll for the next part now. Let's see how that played. So those 8 may say I feel like I saw 4 myself only. So those are very good cracks, but well done. And in Michael Palin's World Travels, Vamsi is Vamsi here? Unlikely, but okay, no, he's not here. We'll stick to the current team. Question for Chutri, Shiraj, Turu, and Bubu. Michael Palin initially found fame as a member of Monty Python, the British comedy group. Since the 80s, he has starred in many travel documentaries. In 89, he got the job to host a BBC documentary titled blank, 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 blank. After the veteran TV globetrotter, Alan Wicker turned it down. Fill in the blanks with the journey, which was closely replicated by Palin, not only in the route, but also in the fact that no air travel was used.
Should be around the world
Around the world in 80 days, yeah.
80. I think that it's 2 because it's 80 rather than.
Oh, right. Didn't even think of that shit. Question for you guys again. Pole to Pole with Palin was another around the world BBC TV documentary released in 1982. The trip from the North Pole to the South Pole went via Scandinavia, the Soviet Union, parts of Europe, and through the heart of Africa, closely following the 30-degree longitude line. Why was this particular longitude chosen?
Was this like Conrad's Heart of Darkness, since it says Heart of Africa? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or to the heart of Africa, 30 degrees.
30 degrees east, right? So
yeah.
But Or
maybe
No, it's
that's the
likely going to be west, no? Because Soviet Union.
no,
East,
30
yeah,
degree would
east.
be east.
Yeah, east.
Africa is
Yeah.
totally in the eastern hemisphere.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming that might be the longitude that divides Africa in half.
If this were friendly, then I would have turned this into
No.
a free shot. So, which is since it's a slightly descriptive answer, so everybody should just try something.
This is the
Or is it like exactly divides the world's landmass into?
That
or
would
something
be
like
the 0 degree,
So
right?
covers maximum amount of land or something.
yeah. I think Abhishek, you have it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, give me an answer, please.
Okay, this is the
Whatever
longitude.
Abhishek said.
Yeah, this is the longitude that covers maximum amount of land.
Is correct.
Right.
If you pick a lot
Nice one.
that
Well
goes
done.
to the most land area, then this is the one you pick. Third question. Himalaya with Michael Palin was a 2004 BBC TV series which recorded a 6-month trip around the Himalayas in Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bhutan, and China. The trip not only covered 4,800 kilometers horizontally, but also involved a lot of vertical traveling, including several treks into the mountains. The highest point traveled by Palin was at 5,300 meters. Which point are we talking about?
Dungla or
Could also be Guru Dongmar, but that's
Mike Palin Himalaya. Highest point is 5,300 meters. That's not, I mean, it's not one of the mountain peaks. No, is it base camp, Everest base camp?
And that could be a good guess.
Yeah, that's a decent guess.
But Everest is 8,000 meters. The base camp would be 5. As an
No,
Everest,
I mean, I'm just
8848 meters. Everest.
Yeah, 8848. I remember.
Could be 5,000.
Okay, go for your guess.
Or is it? Hey, is it? Okay, we'll go for that. Everest base camp.
Base camp.
Good job. It is.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh, nice.
And your fourth question, Full Circle Michael Palin was a 97 series. The Palin covers the entire Pacific Rim region, traveling from the Diomede Islands and then back to the same location, covering Russia, Japan, South Korea, southwards to Australia, New Zealand, and then northwards through Chile, Bolivia, and so on. In which strait are the Diomede
That's
Islands?
the Bering Strait. Bering Strait is the big diamond, small diamond.
Yesterday and tomorrow.
Okay. Operation Night Watch, our hardest squad of the set. This is going to Vishnu, Ian, and Pat. Rembrandt's masterpiece, The Night Watch, is currently undergoing an extensive research and conservation effort behind a glass barrier at the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam. But this is not an art squad, it is a science squad. The first problem that restorers face is that of mounting the painting in a canvas, in a frame, as 400 years of hanging have worn down the canvas. Experts have opted to fold over the canvas edges, insert a metal rod along each side, and attach it to the wooden frame of the painting using what basic mechanical device that can be trusted to maintain the right amount of tension in the canvas. Sensors track this tension and it can be adjusted when needed.
Wow, mechanical device. So not a spring. It's something simpler than that, I would think. Or just a rope.
Spring, I think spring is correct here.
Okay.
Okay, spring is right. Your second question. One challenge of maintaining a massive 400-year-old painting like Rembrandt's Night Watch is that pigments used in its composition have started to degrade. To better understand the distribution of each element in the paint, a macro XRF scanner is beamed at every point on the painting, and different chemical elements in the paint react by emitting their own energy, which is all tracked. If XR stands for X-ray, what does the F stand for?
Okay. I'm a bit confused by the image, which suggests that it's F for Fe. I'm sure it's probably not. Maybe fluorescence.
Fluorescence is right. Yeah. Well done.
Very nice.
Great answer.
Okay.
And your third question, macro XRF scans of this section of Rembrandt's Night Watch with the outfit and sword of Willem van Ruytenbosch show us high concentrations of which element? The element is now known to be toxic, but Rembrandt used it as part of a pigment called yellow ornament.
I think that's arsenic.
Arsenic is right. And the last question of this quad, shown here are the macro XRF scans of a section of the Night Watch. which shows high concentrations of a specific element. This is particularly revealing as a means of research because this element in its white pigment form simply did not exist in Rembrandt's day. This tells experts that it was added as part of a previous restoration effort. What element is this, whose dioxide form is frequently used as white pigment because of its brightness and very high refractive index?
Titanium.
Right. Breeze through that word. And here's how that went. Remember, non-ascending, so the order doesn't really matter, but a spring was easily the hardest one. And now for everybody's favorite and scariest squad, this is all things about that. Not just maybe 4 answers here, but let's see. What is
Was the Night Watch quad your quad, Herman?
Yes, it was made from original research. It was not
Inspired.
Didn't rely on
the Rights Museum.
didn't actually go to Wikipedia or anything. Actually visited. But yeah. Question 4th question, Maitri. Which royal dynasty established in 1003 in the namesake region of Western Alps went on to lead the Italian unification in 1860 and ruled the Kingdom of Italy until 1946 before Italy became a republic? A duchy of the same name, located across 2 French departments that also carry the name, was a country in Western Europe that existed from 1416 until 1860.
This was a direct to me, so this is Savoy. This kickstarted the whole thing.
Very nice. This is Savoy. House of Savoy. Your second question, Maitri. Using the profits from his production of Gilbert and Sullivan operas, impresario Richard Doyley Carter built which luxury hotel on the Strand in London in 1899? The hotel, today part of the Fairmont Group, was first managed by Caesar Ritz of the Ritz Group, who brought in our friend Escoffier as its head chef and Monet as its first artist in residence.
This came to me as a direct in the friendly, and I was very confused whether I should say it again or not. But finally, I did, because it had I come to me as a pass, I wouldn't have guessed again. Savoy. Since it was a direct, I went for it.
Savoy Hotel.
This is the Savoy Hotel. I was doing a friendly for Dhruv, and the week hadn't gotten over. And he saw this and he was horrified that we had done something like this. Like, oh my God. Question.
So who added the sorries?
You shall never know. Question 4th question. Inspired by Eric Clapton's fondness for chocolates, which 1968 Beatles track lists the various flavors offered in Macintosh's Good News chocolates as a warning to Clapton about overindulging. The track is named for the main refrain, one of the 12 flavors that the Macintosh chocolate series offered. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Okay. Passes to Vishnu, Ian, and Pat.
I've got nothing.
Is this something? It's a white blue?
Pat, do you have it?
I've forgotten. It's 2 words and it's a slightly obscure track. Green something, I don't know.
Okay. It's not it. Bubu, Ajur, Rishiraj, and Zuru.
There's something called a
Going by
Savoy.
what's happening here, it has to have the word Savoy in it, right?
Yeah, is there something called a Savoy truffle or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it was
go for it. Sounds feel like I know
Yes, there was this Beatles track. And the last question of the quad, and last question of the set, and the last question of the season. The modernist gate lodge, this modernist gate lodge on the outskirts of Paris was designed by Le Corbusier and his cousin and built in 1931. It is considered a perfect embodiment of the former's 5 points manifesto and was originally built as a country retreat for the namesake family. Identify the building.
Wait, this was a direct to me. So I took a shot and said Savoy House, and the reader was kind enough to give it to us.
Oh, wow.
Give it to me.
Okay.
So I think it's the Savoy Villa, though.
Villa Savoy.
No, for us, I think Villa was very strict.
I would have also encouraged Villa, I think, but he got whatever. And yeah, so we finally did do a quad. Just so you know, this quad has been held back for weeks and weeks and weeks. It was written in time for week 1. Okay, but every week we were convinced that people would throw things at their screen if that happens, and for some reason the final week I assume the stakes are lower than ever before because it's over either way. And so in the final week it seemed like we can get away with it. I still believe that we've not done the Holy Grail. We did cheat by adding extra words like Villa Savoy and Savoy Truffle. The Holy Grail is still out there, which is a quad with all 4 answers exactly.
All 4 answers what?
Exactly the same. So if you can do
exactly the same,
all 4 answers exactly the same without annoying your then
Maybe a way to do it could be you have one answer from 4 chords each, all being the same.
Oof, that's even more.
Then you don't know when to expect.
Agarwal with links.
Yeah, this Nupal said this earlier. Agarwal with various spellings. Okay, that closes our season. Thank you so much, guys, for playing and for participating in the retro. And there is an interest form for season 6, and there's a much longer post in case you're up for reading that about what's coming next. Please check it out if you have time. And yeah, thank you so much for the season.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot
Good
for
fun.
this season
Thank
too.
you.
It was fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Very enjoyable season. Good fun days.
Good stuff.
Congratulations on.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.